Youch, you son of a bitch. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac, and Elva's not with me. That's right, I'm free of her. She's doing okay. I promise you this is the first in a couple of episodes in which she's not joining me. She's off doing other fun stuff. I promise you we are together, but if you love her and you miss her and you want to support her habits, please go to Venmo.com and find us at YHST Pod in order to fund her F1 habits, because there's a new F1 Disney collab going on. Anyways, I'm going to get all that stuff out of the way because I want to introduce, for the first time ever after so many years, the guys of the Hype Attack who joined me on a YHST, and I twisted their arm about it. It's only thanks to us being on a hiatus. So welcome Doug, Jermaine, and Rudy.
What's up? Yo, what's going on?
Rudy, it's like your fourth time back? Third, fourth?
Something like that.
Yeah. It's fourth.
I swear to God, we've had, no, never mind. It hasn't been all of us at once, but it has been like me once, and then Jermaine and Doug did one with you.
No.
Yes, I have a fucking video.
No. That was a Forehead Films. That was a video review.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like a 7-minute long. No, I never put it on as an episode.
Under the umbrella of your forehead.
This whole drunken thing. So I couldn't do this movie Predator Badlands review alone because it's just that nerdy. And if you're not familiar about the other podcasts I do with these guys, it's The Hype Attack. It's found on youtube.com/The Hype Attack Podcast. It's full video episodes. Rudy is amazing. He's our man behind the chair, man in the seat, man in the chair, whatever. He happens to sit down. But I had to have our card carrying nerd members help me cover this, because I can talk about this movie from a movie going aspect, but everything else is just all you guys, if we were to cover this on a Hype Attack, I'd probably be sitting down quiet going I liked it. Really cool. Story's cool. And then you guys are like, oh my God, the fucking technology and the world building, ding, ding, ding. That kind of stuff.
You mean the interesting things.
That's exactly it.
Is that how I sound?
But
the world building, everybody. That is how I sound.
Ding, ding, ding.
For those who are familiar with when I have a new guest, that would be Jermaine and Doug, I usually like to do a little getting to know you segment. So just a real quick running down a few movie going questions. All right, Doug, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
How do you prefer to experience movies?
Generally theater.
Yeah.
I've been very lazy lately, but I still would rather go watch it in a movie theater.
And are you a snacker in the movie theaters?
I try not to be because of my health, but usually, yeah, I get the popcorn. And it's usually gone by the time the trailers are over.
Also, beer is a food?
I have the weak bladder if I start drinking, so I generally don't want to drink before movies because I don't have to get up and pee and miss anything.
Yeah, it is true. Well, we've had a few drinks before watching a movie together.
Yeah, actually, Badlands. I surprisingly didn't have to get up and go because I had quite a few.
When a movie's really good, it just keeps you in that seat.
Yeah, you piss your seat.
And that's where you get the large bucket of popcorn. And then what is your favorite comfort movie? What's your favorite movie or your comfort movie?
I don't really know if I have one anymore. Back in the day of DVDs where I would go to my wall of DVDs and pick one, I definitely had my favorites like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back or something like that. For a while, Mad Max Fury Road I'd put on, or maybe even some of Nolan's Batmans were kind of regulars. But lately I always just watch something new.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I've rewatched lately is I rewatched Andor and I rewatched Arcane. Those aren't really movies, but
I know that you sometimes rewatch stuff, but the new things, you are exploring and expanding. Me, I'm I don't want to start a whole new series. It's just I got no time for it. And then lastly, what movie would be on the top of your list of movies where people are asking you the question, Doug, you haven't seen that?
Oh, it's not.
That's a really good question. Probably, I would say Godfathers. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I've actually seen them, but I don't remember them. I doubt I was actually paying attention to them. So.
Believe it or not, that's from a couple of other previous guests, that also has been said. Don't feel too bad about it. We don't shame much. Jermaine, on to you. How do you like to experience movies?
I can go to the theater or I can watch them at the house. I'm fine with either or, but I would rather go to the theater if it's a movie that I really want to watch. But if it's one of those, I'm I can catch that when it's on streaming.
Makes me like you a little less, but I'm totally fine with it. And do you snack ever when you watch something, or are you just locked into a thing?
No, not really. When I'm at the theaters, not so much. But when I'm at the house, then yeah, because you could pause and whatnot.
What's your spread? What do you usually have? Chips, like just really noisy stuff.
Yeah, probably some type of chips. Those Japanese hard shell peanuts.
Going exotic on
Good
us.
choice.
You know what I'm saying? I get those, and then man, there's this snack that I like from. Shout out to Trader Joe's.
Shout out Trader Joe's.
It's like a seaweed tempura chip.
And he's getting healthy on us.
And man, that shit is banging.
And then what's your comfort movie? What's your favorite movie?
I've mentioned it so many times on the Habitat, but it is Matrix is probably like my favorite movie, but like a go-to movie that I can just have on, like that's a comfort type movie. Maybe Zack Snyder's 300. Like I could have that on like all day, every day. Just
need your heart race up at all times.
Oh, heck yeah.
And then what movie would be on the top of your list that has people asking you the question?
Yeah, let's see that.
It's the most California. You don't say that.
People are just going to think you're drunk. I like them that way.
There's a few, but I would probably say recently, man, there's like a few horror ones that are definitely on the top of my list that I haven't seen. But in your neck of the woods, like I really haven't watched all the Terrifiers. Like I haven't seen them all.
Which ones have you seen?
I've only seen bits and pieces of the first one. Like I was at a friend's house and he had it on, but you know, like we're doing stuff.
Little context, by the way.
So we're just chilling, but
for those who haven't seen the Hypertech, me and Jermaine go back and forth, and he shits on the Terrifier things, right? But we always qualify it with like it's a B movie, and so I tell him to go fuck himself. And
it's a B movie, but it's also like one of those for certain people, like it's a cult classic. But it's just one of those that I really haven't like.
Say what you mean. What do you mean, those people?
You know those people,
psychotic people, emotionally troubled. Yeah. I think you would. I don't know if you haven't seen like whatever 2 or 3. I know Rudy's seen those, but it's totally not in his realm. Maybe you might enjoy it. You know what? The question I haven't asked. This is a new one on here, and I was going quick round table. Rudy? What's the first movie you remember seeing in the theaters?
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi.
Nice, Doug.
Sorry.
Oh, it's an emotional memory.
Yeah, no.
Sad music.
I'm sure it's not the first movie that I actually saw, but like the first thing I remember, I think, was seeing Star Trek 6.
Man, this is totally within your guys' realm. You got to top that, Jermaine.
Oh, man, let me go back into little Jermaine's memory.
Starts crying.
Screaming.
The one that I can probably remember is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, that's a good pull. Man, I love that movie coming up. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. Well, you guys are movie people. That's why we do the podcast together. That's why I have you guys on.
At the drive-in.
Don't age yourself now. All right, so let's talk about Predator Badlands. Predator.
I want to see that movie.
Ew. Just a woman running around with a yeast infection.
Oh, Jesus. I was thinking like someone buttering some fucking toast or something like that. Good Lord. I thought this was the classy podcast.
And for those who don't know, our usual thing when we all hang out together is we have a beer. So this is what happens when you have caffeine and alcohol. Predator Badlands.
Infection jokes.
Written and directed by Dan Trachtenberg, starring Elle Fanning in a dual role and Demetrius Schuster, Koloa Matangi as our titular Predator. This is the first Dan Trachtenberg Predator to hit the theaters because he had Prey, and then unfortunately, is that ever going to see the silver screen?
They did double screening
that's right.
Like for the one day or something like that. Yeah.
And this is the first Predator movie to be PG-13. And it worked. But before we go into it in depth, I do want to quickly go around table, a spoiler-free, quick review in about 20 seconds or less. Doug?
Fun, silly. Way more silly than I thought it was going to be. Completely different movie than I thought it was going to be. But it worked out. It was well done. I was surprised. I enjoyed it. I was smiling the whole time through. And it might not be the Predator movie that I or others wanted, but I think looking at it through the lens of we live in a world now where everything's like a multiverse connected thing, I feel like this is a story that needs to be told within that world.
Nice. Jermaine?
Man, like it was full of, like it was lore-tastic to me. Like I kind of liked everything about it because it's those things that a lot of us have been wanting to see more of. Because you get a glimpse of the Predator, like their
culture.
Yeah, like their culture and how they function. But that's just them in the wild going on a solo mission. But you never see, besides AVP, like them kind of interact with their own kind. So this is kind of giving us a little bit more of that stuff that you probably wanted on your plate.
Nice. Rudy, end it with you.
It was definitely a fun movie that subverted all of my expectations about what I thought it was going to be, being a Predator-centric movie with a Predator fucking protagonist. And it was good for being different. Like usually when they try to do like something off kilter with like an established franchise, you come off a little like, ugh, why did they do that to my heroes from wherever? But no, this worked.
Nice. All right. So that's a spoiler-free section. So whoever's listening and just wants to know if it's good or bad, you can pause it here. You can come back later and then join the rest of the conversation. All right. And go. Let's get down into it.
Can I just say the intro coming out of this tunnel, like you get the eye of the inside of the tunnel looking out, but then you have this bike coming off in the distance. I'm like, it felt, sci-fi-esque. Those Star Wars, intro where you get this Western Lone Ranger coming in.
That's a good point.
But man, when he stops that bike and gets to that cliff edge and you get like the first Predator like tech reveal with his little
shoulder grapple.
Yeah. And how he's going up the mountain rather than down. And when he gets in there, that first battle, you don't know that it's his brother at first, but just the unsheathing of the sword with the energy edge, that like bleeding edge, whatever you want to call it, man. But that combat, like whoever came up with that dance for that battle, I was like, this is how this movie's going to start? Dude, amazing.
There were so many times where me and Doug, because we sat next to each other, where we're like, and I look at him, he's like, oh, are you? Yeah, me too. Oh, look at the thing and the stuff. Because like, yeah, my expectations of this, to quickly talk about like the other Trachtenberg stuff, we all collectively loved Prey. We've loved Killer Killers. We covered that one on the Hype Attack. Go back and listen to that. And so it's like, this is the first film where, one, it's the Predator is a protagonist. So how's that dynamic gonna feel? How's it gonna be delivered? Are we gonna like it or not? And then it's like the look of the Predator where everyone's clowning on constantly the Gen Z Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but to expand on Jermaine's comment about the aesthetic of this movie, the last trailer they showed before the movie started was The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is a sci-fi franchise. I'm not going to shit on Star Wars too much, but aesthetically, Star Wars has some cool stuff, but I think the way that a lot of the movies are shot could do better. I mean, Rian Johnson, despite The Last Jedi being a shitty movie to some, was shot very beautifully. And J.J. Abrams had a few cool shots. But my point is, like, seeing the trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu and be like, all right, that's Star Wars. And then, like, this movie starting, like you said, the way it did, the way it was shot, the way that fight scene went, was like, this is what sci-fi could really look like. And I am happy to see, I mean, it's still all under Disney, but I am happy to see any sort of more sci-fi franchises coming forward. So it's not just a world of Star Wars.
I really was expecting like this just to be like your straightforward rite of passage, like, sanctioned, like, hey, go to this planet and do this thing and then come back and, hijinks along the way, as opposed to it being like, oh no, this motherfucker was already slated for execution.
Yeah, it was dark.
Yeah, like this was like, oh, I'm gonna go and prove myself anyway, and then hijinks ensue.
Same, but I didn't think that we were gonna get like that level of hijinks, and I want to quickly talk about it because me and Doug were kind of going back and forth about it, where there's very few people that are like, this is the Disneyfication of Predator. It's technically like the most fun we've had in a Predator film in this world with like heavy comedy.
They Disneyized it a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can kind of agree with that, but not in a way where I'm like, oh, what a shit movie. Like, when those sequences happen and I go, oh, I held my breath, like, is this going to land well? And then it did. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it. Like, that's the way to do it.
I think if they had like made it like the straight for the honor Klingon, straight up serious, grim, all that, I think it wouldn't have landed it as well as it did.
Too intense.
That's exactly what I was expecting of it too, to just be like, just like fuck you. Like, I was fully expecting there to be like a huge schism between people who love Predator and were like, oh, this was cool, and then people were like, oh, that was Predator. Oh, okay.
So exactly. Too intense, or also like one dimensional. And I think it also kind of comes down to what I've said before about cool YouTube videos or whatever, where it's like, you can make a badass Predator hunting thing, but can you make a 2-hour movie about that? Like, that's why Killer Killers worked, because it was 3 short stories where it was those really cool, intense Predator hunt scenes, but it was just 3 short stories. So I think they needed to do something more than, no matter, like, I think a lot of people would have liked the idea of a 2-hour intense, this honorable predator going for his hunt, but it would have gotten a little one-dimensional.
Not only that, real quick, but it was an hour and 47 minutes, so it's even under 2 hours. As far as like something to hit the big screen in a completely new dynamic that no one's expecting, that landed in the perfect time frame.
Yeah, it was right there. Like, if he has a director's cut, give it to me. But I love movies. This is a side note because we talked about The Ritual on the Hype Attack podcast, but I love when movies come in and it's in the beginning and they give you all the explanation you need. Because everybody was talking about, like how this predator looked. He looked either off or he just looked, young, or you didn't know what to expect. And then there's different classes of, predators. So, but I love that they gave you everything in the beginning. Like you're like, oh, he's the runt of the litter.
Yeah.
And his father pretty much told his brother, I need you to execute him. I need you to cleanse the bloodline. But he's still trying to prove himself. But it's just one of those things. Like, I just love that intro. And it was just intense. Like, you just see him like he wants to prove himself. Mm-hmm. So that intense moment where his father came in after the fight and he trapped him, brought him down to his knees and told his brother, to pretty much like this, samurai, like he was going to walk up behind him and cut off his head. But that moment of intenseness of just him there and, like he's growling, I was like, damn, this is how this movie's going to feel.
So I did a little bit of light research because I know nothing, right? So I had to try to try to flex a little bit, be part of the guys. But what I learned is that the Yautja, right, the species, the predator species, or that's what they are, that it's kind of against their culture to spill their family blood, which then makes them bad blood. Cue Taylor Swift. And so, like, for those who are like fans of the predator world and like love the culture and all that other like backstory, there's a lot of things that happen, where they're going against the grain of their culture, and maybe you don't know it, but like it does kind of inform maybe what the possible next movie might be, because of what maybe like the dad did. Like, who will they expand on their, whatever happened on was it Yautja Prime, right? Like their home planet. But another little fun fact that I learned is originally, so in the Yautja culture, apparently they look down on anybody who's like, whatever, genetically not prime or whatnot. And evidently that goes for height. So originally they were going to make this Yautja blind.
Oh, wow.
As opposed to just pint size. But Trachtenberg didn't want the audience to feel like too sorry for him. How would that work as far as the dynamic? And then secondly, he originally wanted Nehru from Prey.
Oh, yeah. Amber Mid-Thunder.
She was going to be the sort of the buddy cop human side of this. But I'm kind of glad Trachtenberg decided to go where he went with this, with it being a synth, because it's, per like the Yautja culture, they're, individuals and they hunt by themselves. And so, he wouldn't realistically so easily just have a human partner. I mean, we've seen that in other Predators and Alien versus Predator and stuff. But, as far as like this guy is really trying to prove himself, because he was even kind of hesitant with bringing on Al Fanning's synth character.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, you're a tool, left toy.
Yeah, that's how he's like, I can get away with it that way.
Yeah.
Get away with what?
He's like, I brought my flashlight with me to battle.
Jeez. Yeah.
As if you were making the same comments when we were watching the movie, like, how about that half body?
Oh, yeah, I probably did. Yeah.
I'm telling you did.
I lost it. I lost it.
You just need another swing.
No.
Like wake you up a little bit.
So one of the complaints that I did see prior to, I saw the Disneyfication complaint. And then I also saw just the whole idea of humanizing the predator. Like, oh, they're going to humanize the predator. And like, so what? Good. In the original Predator, when it was just an alien that Schwarzenegger had to go hunt, like it was fine that he was just this killing machine. But, similar to even Terminator 2, when they brought Schwarzenegger back as a good guy, like they humanized him. Like that's kind of what you have to do to have like an interesting protagonist, is you kind of have to humanize him. And him being the runt, being tossed out, but still wanting to prove himself. But then like I think he recognized what a shit show he was in, and so using those justifications, like, "Oh, you're not gonna help me. You're a tool I can use." Like, I kind of liked it because he was still like trying to honor his code, but also recognizing like I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, not only that, but just the recognition of like, oh, lone wolf shit doesn't actually work. I mean, obviously with Al Fanning's character, like planting the seed of, you know, the whole thing of a wolf, like, oh, that's elf, I'm gonna hunt that. You know, then he sort of is able to evolve past the very stuck in their way culture. But again, same thing, like I was saying, like the dad really bent the rules and broke the rules. Like he didn't give him a fair fight. He even said like you should have killed him in your sleep. It's kind of fucked up. Dude, give him a fighting chance. He's just short.
Yeah, and that's
like,
probably why the brothers stood up.
Right? Low key reminded me of like 300, like the Spartan culture, you know, where they toss the runt off. So
Yeah, but that guy was like mutated as hell. I get that one.
yeah. But originally when I saw the trailer, I thought that, oh, it looked like that predator that was crawling. We know now watching the movie that it was his brother, but I originally thought that it was him and that he was going to get tossed off the cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Just, you know, he was thought dead, but then he's going to come back like Black Panther. So that's what I put together in my head from the trailer. But just him going through and picking the planet that he said that his dad is even afraid of. I was like, hell
his
yeah.
fucking eyes are bigger than his stomach on that one. I'm like, dude, go to the second to last one. He's like, that one, the hardest one? What's that? The unkillable monster?
But
Let's do that one.
But he had to like
He had to prove himself.
come back.
Yeah.
And technically he did kill it, but we didn't know that the beast could regenerate.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too.
So technically he did do what he sent out to do. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Was it?
I was like, hell yeah.
I mean, so the whole premise of the thing is he has to prove himself. Dak has to prove himself, so he goes to the death planet called
Gemma or something.
Gamma. This is my terrible fucking note taking. And then he's like, I got to choose the thing. I'm gonna. All right, it's gonna be what's that? The hardest thing to kill? I'll do that, even though I'm 5'5" or whatever. You know, short king rule. I was expecting, as far as like that creature design, the Kalisk, right? I was expecting that thing to be like, it has a snake for a tail and, you know, laser vision and shit like that. Super easy to kill, but it's just relying on the fact that it has a crazy regeneration factor. I'm like, that's it. You cheating bastard. He killed you. Technically, he won, but just, you know, he regenerated too fast.
That's what makes him like the perfect hunt for the predators. He's got to beat the cheat code.
Earlier though, you were talking about like how with like the how Terminator 2, you know, changed the dynamic of like what was once a villain, now the protagonist. Funny enough, Trachtenberg is like buds with James Cameron, and then took a lot of inspiration from all these, you know, aforementioned sci-fi things, from like Al Fanning's half synth being carried around like a backpack, how like Chewbacca carried C-3PO, to the whole Terminator thing, and a handful of other stuff. So, you know, for those sci-fi nerds, like you watch this movie and if you're thinking, oh, it's totally a bite off the thing, it's like, no, yes, that is inspired by, and that's totally fine.
He's a huge gamer. So a lot of it was gamer orientated.
Big time.
And like I've said before on the Hype Attack, I think about something like the Ghost from Destiny or Ellie in the Last of Us. Yeah, Elle Fanning's synth. What? Tessa's the bad one.
Thea and Tessa were the twins.
Thea, like essentially just being a backpack. It also reminded me of the latest God of War movies or video games where he's got the head of Mormir or something, head of a god like on his waist. You know, something to bounce off ideas, especially when you have a character like the Predator that's not going to be talking a lot.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to sit there and like mutter to himself like what he's doing. So it's nice to have a very chatty, overly chatty sidekick literally strapped to his back, kind of, you know, explaining to the audience as well as explaining to him. Another fun note about the video game aspect of it is he got the name Badlands because his computer was open and one of his buddies was playing World of Warcraft and he had his Blizzard launcher up and he could see that one of his buddies that was playing WoW was in the Badlands. There's a zone in the World of Warcraft called Badlands. So
I didn't know that the guy was a big gamer, and even before knowing that and just watching this thing for the first time, I really want to rewatch this thing. It's beautiful. But watching it for the first time, I'm not the gamer ever, especially compared to all you fucking guys. But, you know, once upon a time ago, I gamed enough to know the sort of like layout of certain games. And after watching this, I go, this totally feels like a video game, because there's a part he lands on the planet You know, everything the story set up. It lands on the planet. He's like, this is my inventory. Inventory goes away. Now he's powered the fuck down. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to like bother you and go, oh, it's like a video game.
Yeah.
But you were too busy doing, yay.
Anyone that's played like the Metroid Prime or I guess any of the Metroid games, like you land, you have all your good, cool shit, and then you lose it all. Like after the tutorial level, you lose it all. Now you got to go get it all again.
But like, I even wrote it down here that it felt like a good adaptation to a game that doesn't exist. I think they could I think even Trachtenberg's like, I'd love for this to be a game. I forget in what style he would want it, but I can see this as a very fun, playable game that you guys would play, and I wouldn't. And I go, oh, what's the game?
He mentioned Uncharted and Assassin's Creed.
That's, yeah, there you go.
He's like, it desperately needs to be like a third-person, free roam type game.
Yeah, because the parkour skills on that Predator.
Parkour.
Sorry. Can you say it in Yautja?
Every time I hear someone say parkour, I have to. Parkour.
So they did like develop a language. Well, go ahead.
Start flipping around the room.
This is not relevant at all to the show, but I saw a joke the other day that was saying like saying fuck while you're having sex is the same as yelling parkour. When you're doing parkour.
Did I send it to you?
You might have sent it to me. Yeah.
We have fun here. Yeah, they did develop a language. I think the same people that did the Navi language developed the Yautja language. And
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I like that.
one of the cool things that I'm so glad they didn't do like a Hunt for Red October thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where it's like they're speaking Russian and then fade into they're speaking English so we can all understand it. They committed to the Yautja, to Deck, only speaking his language. And, you know, it's kind of said through Al Fanning, like, okay, now I understand your language. So if she's speaking English, he's speaking his language. Mm-hmm. And that's commitment. That's tough for that actor. I mean, he's in the suit. He's doing the thing.
He did say one English word, though.
Wolf?
Yeah.
Wolf.
Also,
remember at the end of the movie, I was like, "Oh, this sounds like fucking." There's a band that's like Mongolian chanting, and it's called Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, Who did the fucking trailer?
Nice, makes sense.
Who,
the
HU.
trailer was certainly the Who. Yeah,
HU, the Who. Technology. Every time we talk about like the Predator, we always like to talk about the technology and the new. Like that's one of the fun things is all the new stuff you're gonna get, even though some of it got taken away by the fucking live tree root things. We got a fucking the plasma sword, the plasma bow, the grappling hook thing,
fucking ice grenade.
an ice grenade. I didn't expect the ice grenade. A little too convenient.
A little too rough.
Oh yeah, everything
He
about
was prepared though. Like he
Yeah.
like I look at that as like Batman prep time. Like he kind of knew what he was gonna get himself into, so he was smart and chose those grenades for a reason.
Did he though?
Yeah, when he
He didn't know like the biology of the callus,
he'd still probably.
or is it just a
In my
multi-purpose
head-
grenade?
In my head, like I look at it like, okay, if your dad is afraid of it, obviously there's some knowledge of it. But I look at it that way, not like they probably have information on their big baddie prey. It's not just necessarily them kind of going into the unknown.
Well, yeah, he was like fucking scrolling through the little codex thing with all the animals in it that they, oh, what about this one? Oh, what about that? Oh, go back.
And it's like weapons to use, ice grenade. Okay.
The unkillable Kalisk. He was like, what can I shove up his ass that'll make him a trophy?
But even though we didn't like spend a lot of time having fun with like the higher tech stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with the low tech stuff. They set it up a kind of like it wasn't so in your face, the plants with the like all the things that could kill you on this death planet, exploding worms,
Yeah.
living vines, a spitting snakes thing.
I love that the planet was that deadly. Like it had the beast of beast on there, but everything else, it like I would walk around that planet like trying not to touch anything.
You'd be dead in 5 seconds.
Anything.
It reminded me of Scavenger's Reign, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen that cartoon. Like that planet was just full of not necessarily all deadly stuff, but it was still like there was a lot going on that planet and this planet in this movie. But I appreciated like how smart it felt and how a lot of those things actually made sense. Not just, hey, let's just have some crazy thing. Or even like that one flying creature that
The vulture.
waited for the plants to paralyze and then he could come in and eat. Like that's the kind of stuff that exists in this world, in our world. So I like it. I felt like it was very, very smart. The giant plant thing that they fought at the very beginning when they got to that planet, it kind of reminded me of one of the plant creatures from Alien Earth, but it wasn't the exact same. But it was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm curious if there's any sort of connection.
I think so.
Time wise, I think this movie took place 200 years after Alien Earth. So,
and because of that like significant time jump, there was a moment after watching this where I go, I don't know. I feel like Al Fanning, Thea, and Tessa were just like too hyper emotional. Way too talkative. Like, is this the most talkative synth? But then it was sort of like explained away through some of the research of, well, this is hundreds of years
in the movie. I think they even said, like, do you know why they gave us emotions?
It's so like, they could be empathetic to nature and
so we can understand the creatures that we're trying to.
Yeah.
But they need to turn her fucking talkability like down. She's like at a 13, needs to be at least at a 7.
I do appreciate, since we're talking about Wayland Yutani, like, watching Alien Earth, and if you watch any of the other ones, like that obsession with immortality. And then so after seeing the Kalis with its regenerative powers, like that's why Wayland's there. Like all this time, there's still just anything that like, oh, this is going to make someone live forever, make us money on scared little trillionaires.
That's what made more sense is like far as like that Wayland Yutani is part of this whole story. Thus you have the synth. That way you don't need like an actual human factor to partner up, and it makes more sense and doesn't compromise like Dex character.
Yeah.
And the culture that they build up.
It also allows them to just like slice through some motherfuckers without showing blood.
Oh, yeah.
And you get that PG-13.
So I did like the fact that he had to kind of become one with nature, use those creatures and tools or things that he made into tools. It kind of harkened back to the first Predator movie.
That's exactly what they did. Yeah,
because it's Arnold. Yes, those soldiers had all their guns, but when he sat there, he went old school, like almost like Boy Scout ish, but deadly. I'm gonna make a spear. I'm gonna make some traps. And when I was watching that, I was like, okay, it is very different because normally when it gets to that point, that's when the Predators are like, okay, let me gear up because I'm gonna use my tech and I'm gonna go at this thing. But as we know, he was disarmed and lost all this stuff, but I like that route that they went.
I love like the nature tech that he had. He had like the skull bison for the helmet, which was unique. And like I didn't expect, because there's a part where he's looking at his brother's helmet and he's totally gonna don that, for Quay or whatever his brother's name was. I'm like, oh, bull skull, hell yeah. Sounds like a dirty word, bull skull. But then I think the one that was like the most silly, but also really fun is the fucking shoulder snake thing.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's
awesome. Spitter.
It's cool as shit.
But no, everything else, man, that's it. Not only was it, what I had read was it was homage to Prey, where she suits up or uses nature, but Prey doing that was also homage to the first Predator. Yeah. So one begets the other.
Because it was a fun movie all around. Like it kind of answered that question that I've always had as a Predator fan. I'm like, can you make a movie with legit just Predators? But I know you have to, for now, you have to have that human element in there, but maybe one day we'll just get, Predators without humans because they have that dialogue.
I might, it feels like it might be a while till we get that, just because of how they ended this movie, where it sort of sets up, they're kind of the Avengers. I think one of you guys had said, it's like now they have the synth and their own Kalis, who grew up after spitting on everybody or whatever the fuck the thing was. So I do also want to, now they sort of like tiptoed and ease people into this. I look at Doug when I said that. Now that they like ease people into this version of the Predator, I kind of want them to shut away all the other elements and just want to see like at least one movie. I want to see what that feels like for it to just be nothing but Yautja. Unless people are going to be like, oh, I got to read stuff more. I didn't mind. Usually I get annoyed having to read subtitles.
Oh no, you don't need the subtitles.
Fully trained, yeah.
Been trained years.
Yeah, I would love to see a movie that's just focused on like the adult predators, maybe a couple child predators in there too.
Nah, god damn it.
Bazinga.
God damn it. Where to go from here?
You guys don't have to throw that bitch in there at some point.
Because Doug had accidentally said that, when we covered fucking Killer of Killers. I'm like, Doug, watch it now.
It wasn't an accident.
Ew. Dear God.
Sorry.
Any other last words about this before we move on to White Chisty Fresh? I like the showdown. That showdown between the Kalis and Tessa, straight ripped from the first Alien with the power suit, the power loader thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the minute we saw that thing in the background, I was like, yep, here it comes. Here it comes.
Like Rhodey and Iron Man. Oh, I'll be back.
This movie had so many just fun, silly moments. It had a lot of badass hell yeah moments. I've talked before about like moments that would make me put my phone down. Like if it was being played somewhere, like if I was at a bar and someone was playing this movie, there'd certainly be moments where I'd be like, oh, put my phone down and watch this cool spot. This movie had a lot of it. So
the moment where he goes back and faces his dad down, like that, that whole sequence was really fucking.
It ended so strong.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys about that one in particular. Do you think the movie just needed to go there, or do you think he would have got his ass whooped if his dad's supposed to be like the alpha, and only because it wasn't like Deck, was like, all right, come on, Bud, the baby Callus, and come on, Thea, let's team up and kick my dad's ass. No, he just did the one thing that his brother told him, like, hey, use your environment, which feels like a Yautja thing. Mm-hmm. So now that he's finally doing it,
I think he not only did he use the environment though, I think he probably maybe gave up on some of the Yautja limitations, that Yautja code, because he was essentially abandoned by them. So I agree with like maybe in a way it's unbelievable that he would take on his dad, but I think he was coming in with just such emotion and motivation and hyped himself up because he just got that kill and probably just took his dad by surprise a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give you that one because with the emotion, I remember when he was battling his brother Quay, it felt like almost an evenly matched thing, even though Deck is like way smaller than his brother. His brother's like the classic, 7 foot tall Predator. And that fight sequence is goddamn. I could watch that one over and over. But his brother's telling him like, look, you got to fight without your anger. Just be locked the fuck in. But if he is attacking his dad from an emotional aspect, because it seemed to be that's what was his weakness was.
I feel like it was more so not an anger thing, but like he came back right with this trophy. It wasn't the trophy, but still, like I said, he killed that damn thing. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, he killed the thing that killed the thing.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like where he came back. I don't take it as anger. He came back. You're going to give me my respect that you didn't give me. Granted, yes, he gave him the skull of the thing, that killed it. But it's just one of those things. Like it was more so. I feel like it was respect. Like you're gonna pay what you owe. Give me my cloak.
That part was cool. I like the fact that it was like they had to earn that piece of tech. I'm kind of curious if like all the other tech that they use was stuff that they've earned or learned.
To me, his fighting was he was trying to fight like a 7 foot Predator with all that raw strength, and his brother was trying like you don't have the physique for that, so you need to be smarter about it. And that's kind of what he learned on the planet, is how to fight his way. And when he came back to his dad, it was like it wasn't that bull on bull fight that he was expecting, because that's how predators have been doing it forever. Like he was smarter about it. Like when he threw his cloak on and that fool turned his ship on to spray dust and like it exposed him, like that's using your environment and fighting smarter. Like
okay, all right, I feel that. He convinced me. You guys did.
No, that's perfect. Well done, Rudy.
And I don't know if it's.
I was giggling because I was thinking about your guys' desire for a purely Yautja movie, but I thought it's like the next one's just going to be like some sort of either like a political drama or like a courtroom. They capture Deck, and it's just like this weird Predator like courtroom drama.
Day 67 trial, New Yautja City,
Night Court, Yautja. I mean,
next time on Yautja Judy,
subverting those expectations.
I mean, Andor kind of, sort of, approached it from a way different genre.
Yeah,
and it's not like it can't be done. Maybe we need a shore. No, it's terrible. Terrible and I don't know if I dare ask, and if it's even worth talking about, but like the one of the aspects that was like the comedic relief was the baby. Well, we later learned it's a baby Callus was Bud, the little monkey thing. Was that? I felt like a little eye rolly moment.
It got a little eye rolly, but I think it paid off in the end. And like you said, we got this fun little like Avengers Guardians of the Galaxy.
Rudy. Yeah. That's one of those things where I'm like, I gave it a pass. I was just like, okay, like sure, that's the baby Callus. That's as soon as the big one like started sniffing on Deck. I'm like, what the fuck? Who spit on you? I smelled that shit. I was like, oh,
Who gave you the hot tour?
He's marked as a clan. Yeah.
Who gave you the bumblebee
He's
tuna?
a clan member, motherfucker. Not the clan member.
Yeah.
He's a member of the. Okay, never mind. He's a member of the group. Stop saying clan.
He's a child predator of that clan.
But yeah,
There's a lot of those.
yeah. I had the moment like, okay, no, fuck it, acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, it was just that one part. Everything else worked around it. But I don't know if they needed to reel it in just a little bit.
Like I said, I didn't realize until the part where she's sniffing him like who spit on you like that. Up to that point, I had no idea. I thought it was just another like cute animal on this death planet that just happened to befriend him.
I always talk about like these bigger franchise movies whenever they are doing like a reboot, soft reboot, sequel, or whatever it may be, and they have to go, all right, let's make it lovable for everyone. So let's have a baby creature in there. Jurassic World Rebirth did that with the little Triceratops baby that they called Dolores. And again, if Albert were like on this episode, you'd be like, oh, I love the baby Dolores. I'm like, yeah, exactly my point. Okay, it's for the children. I feel like this did that, but because everything else around it, every other aspect of this movie worked so fucking well that I give it that pass. But if it was like the Jurassic Park Rebirth where nothing landed, poor story, poor acting, poor dialogue, everything in between, then it's just like it stands out. It's just like real fucking sore thumb amongst everything else.
But being so ridiculous also made it more believable that Deck would just leave him. Like, I don't want to deal with this shit show.
That's true.
And then of course leading to the message of him learning that he can form his own little squad or whatever, and then bringing him in. I think it worked on multiple ways, but it's certainly like the show was already kind of silly because Elle Fanning was kind of being silly, but that like turned it up a whole nother notch. But by then I think it had happened long enough after Elle Fanning's introduction or Thea's introduction that it was like, okay, all right, we're just keep on getting sillier. But then, quickly you get into the next awesome action sequence and everything like that.
Well, I'm also glad they didn't do like Guardians 2 with it, where it's like, Dex cracking jokes. He cracked a little dry humor, and that was about it. So they didn't compromise, again, his
like
character.
find a Walkman and he just starts dancing. Yeah. It's like a 3-minute dance sequence.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
My regenerative nipples.
And let's end it there.
Just ripping them off and they're regrowing.
Right.
All right. Okay, so our little penultimate segment. Typically, every other episode, Alva and I like to go back and forth and alternating and guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score, as well as giving our own personal rating on the aforementioned movie. But since she's not here, I'm going to ask all you threes what your personal rating is from 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten, 16 and above being fresh. We're going to start with you, Doug, once the music ends, and I landed it here. Doug, what's your personal rating of Predator Badlands?
86.
86. And what do you think the critics rated it?
85.
And what do you think the audience rated it?
93.
Oh, okay. Jermaine, personal feelings?
I love him so much.
I love him so much. Little bud, little baby callus.
I'm gonna do the Godfather cry. No,
Go. Let me mute my.
no, I'm kidding. Man, I was gonna say like 85, 86. I was gonna say the same thing, but I'll change it. Like I'm gonna give it a 90 because like it had for me everything in there. Yes, I know the comedy for some people it went a little bit too far, but it kind of stopped a little bit at one point. So I'll give it a 90 just because like it's a Predator movie. We got that experience. We got the tech. We got some battle. And then we got some stuff to build on.
Yeah. And what do you think critic and audience scored to that?
Oh, man, I'll probably... Critics, probably like a 89. And audience score, I'll probably say the same thing as Doug, like 93.
Rudy?
Personal, 88. Maybe 89. 88 and a half.
This fucking guy.
Critics,
3.75.
75 critics. Audience, 85.
Okay. Well, you guys are all in the ballpark of nearly exactly what it was. Critics rated it at 85%, and audiences loved it at 95%. So, yeah, there you have it. There it is. Okay.
Like doing the Conan dance.
Usually really listens to the show. Usually I usually end the show with like not necessarily movie trivia, but I have people guess a movie based on actors. But I'm not going to do that with you guys.
Yeah, fuck that game.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know. No actors.
But instead, I got some trivia for you. So I'm going to go around the table twice. And I'm going to quiz you guys on some of your knowledge on Alien and Predator.
You open up Google here.
Do you fuckers?
Cheetah.
Turn it up. Unplug it. All right, Doug, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Here we go. In the first Predator, who plays Dylan, Dutch's old CIA pal?
Carl Weathers? What's
Come
his
on,
last
say it
name?
loud and
Carl
proud.
Weathers? Carl Weathers?
There you go. That's correct. All right.
Apollo Creed.
Double points. Jermaine, in the first Predator, who was originally supposed to play the Predator? Who was supposed to be in the suit?
That would be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Knows his stuff.
Man, goddamn.
All right, Rudy, here we go.
Just doing splits.
Rudy, what year was the first Predator released?
Fuck you, bitch.
Bang, bang. I hate it here.
86.
I got lightheaded. I'm so sorry, Rudy. That is 1987. Okay.
Fuck, I was a year off.
Yeah, all right.
It was made in 86, maybe.
Doug, in Aliens, who says the line, "Game over, man, game over"? I'll either take a
Bill
character.
Paxton's character?
Ding, ding, ding. Do you want it for extra points? You want to give me the character's name?
Steve.
Hudson.
Ooh, he stole his points. I'm not keeping track of his points. They all mean nothing. Jermaine, in Aliens, how many years was Ripley adrift?
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
You and your
that
years,
I
motherfucker. I
do
swear to
not
God.
know.
It's like 8 years.
8 years.
Because I don't know. I'll use my life
Free
number.
my lord.
9 years. I don't know.
Wait, I think it was like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, you guys are so close. 57 years.
I just made a 6-7 reference.
Oh, yeah. We're too old for that. Hold on.
Wind it back, wind it back. You know these episodes are heavily edited, right? So I could just... All right, Rudy, your last question. What year was Aliens released?
Fuck you again.
Actually, what year was Alien and Aliens released?
Aliens was like 77, 78.
Singular. Was Alien.
Alien
Yeah.
was in the 70s, late 70s.
First off, and then the sequel, when was that one released?
84.
I'm so sorry, Rudy. You definitely lost. It's 79 and 86, respectively. I did write an extra question because I was just fucking with you. Who designed the xenomorphs? Name of the gentleman that designed the xenomorphs.
H.R. Geiger?
Final answer?
Geiger Mister?
Who is?
H.R. Giger. I'll give it to you. There you go. Little fun stuff. There we go. We play some fucking trivia. Thank you guys. Dear God, it's so loud. That's what happens when I do it from the studio. Any last words about the movie? Anything you want to say to people before we boogie out?
See it in theaters.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Support.
That setting, that world, like deserves a big screen.
Absolutely. I did think our Dolby Theater volume was low.
Really? Well, we were at the top.
Yeah. I guess I'm not used to being at the top.
Yeah.
I felt like the volume was a little bit lower than it normally is. But yes, go see it in theater while you still can. Do it.
Do it.
Oh, no. I don't have it. I'm repeating. Fuck me. Hold on.
Trying.
Youcha.
There it is.
Youcha.
All right, here we go.
He wanted to originally name the movie Yautja. I'm glad he went with this.
I heard like so many different pronunciations. Yachua, Yauchiwa, Ouchie, Ouchie, Wouchie.
Jesus.
I even heard that James Cameron said that I don't think this movie's going to work. And then he actually saw it. And he was like, damn, you fucking pulled it off, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
The story Dan Trachtenberg tells is that he went to James Cameron to get his opinion on it, and he told him, like, he's like, yeah, you could totally make that work. And then when he screened the movie for him, he was like, you know, when you asked me to watch this movie, I totally didn't think you were able to pull this off. He's like, and then I watched the movie and I was like, you did it. And he's like, motherfucker, you told me I could do it.
Also kind of a backhanded compliment or whatever. All right, any other last words?
No.
Okay, now we close out.
in
We tell
1984
fucking A. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys, Rudy, Jermaine, and Doug, for joining me on this episode of YHST. It's the first time we had a crossover. I don't know if we'll ever do it again.
Yeah, let's not have this happen now.
Rudy, tell people where they can find The Hype Attack.
On YouTube and on all the social medias at The Hype Attack. On YouTube, it's at The Hype Attack Podcast. Full video episode. Season 3 is almost wrapped production-wise, but we're getting there.
Yeah, that's why I forced you guys to be on this one. I'm like, well, technically we can't have another episode on that. We closed out the hype deck. Although we could have, and people wouldn't have known. Oh, well, it's behind the scenes. And for those of you who haven't been doing so already, follow you haven't seen that podcast at YHST Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Tell us what you thought about this movie, and more importantly, tell us what movies are on your growing list of films that has people asking you the question. You haven't seen that? That's where everyone joins in.
You haven't seen that?
Yeah,
Jermaine?
say that.
You haven't seen that?
All right, bye guys. Love you.
Oh,
I love you too.
I'll start.
Man,
I say that? No.
Go watch it, you Jezebels.
You haven't seen that?
finally finished that.